It is me. Look, COMMS by Coops. Good evening, everybody. Let me just double check. Do what we do every week, which is a little sound check. For those of you that are wondering why I'm on, obviously it's Taco Tuesday. Yes, it is. It's round 8 actually from Donington Park this evening. Should be absolutely epic. I'm sure you've all seen what I've been popping out there on the socials. Yeah, let's just do that sound check. 1 second. Get out of the way, Mike. Let's do that first. If my computer wants to allow that to happen. Okay, so we're currently sat on board with Hutch. That's all good. Okay, right, let's get on with this. So, Taco Tuesday, we all know, is by far the most popular thing that goes on within FRL. And I'm not surprised. Wow, the standard of driving is always fantastic. Last week at Laguna, if you haven't watched that, go and watch it. It was absolutely, I'll move that a bit closer, it was absolutely amazing last week. The standard of racing, it went on all the way through right until the last lap, the top 3, and I'm expecting more of the same this evening. So what can you guys expect today? Well, the usual stuff. We're going to run through who's with us. We'll run through the standings. As I say, we are currently now round 8 of 10, so things are getting pretty juicy, and obviously we've got bits of news to throw out there. You know, we'll keep you all informed. Milden says hello. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're very well. Did have a quick ride on board your Bentley earlier on. I know you were saying that you don't always get on with her round Donington, but let's see what happens. I've always got faith in you, buddy. We'll see how we go. So we are sat in the pits at the moment. This is free practice, of course. We've currently got a fast track. Track temperatures, I'd love to tell you what they are, but my big room's in the way at the moment. But hey, I've done some decorating, as you can all see, so I don't have to keep telling you where to go to buymeacoffee.com/comms by Coops and stuff like that. So let me know if you like it, or if you think it looks a bit pants, really, but you know, I quite like it. Anyway, so let's have a look at one thing I do need to do is rejig the room again, because I've rejigged to do it this way, but I will need to do that again just to make sure this is all good. So as I say, in free practice at the moment, we will have a 15-minute qualifying session followed by a full 1 hour's race. Let's quickly run through the standings so that everyone is up to date on that. This is tier 1. So in terms of the driver standings, currently Michael Races leads the championship on 265 points. Then Ben Milden is currently second on 232, so there's a 33-point gap to him. Mighty Road Racing is third at the moment in the Bentley on 201 points, and then Dokuno is literally 3 points behind him. So Dokuno, I've always been talking about him and his consistency on that pace. He's pulling himself into the fight for the top 3 on this championship. AMS is in 5th on 194 points, Drifter's 6th on 183, and then Rob2K is 7th on 160 points in his ever-present Beamer. Ben Gallagher is 8th on 157, Jetpacker is 9th on 117. I was riding on board with Jetpacker really, because obviously his pace, as always, is pretty stonking. But it does appear that his internet is being a bit laggy, unless it's mine, which I don't think it is, because everyone else was nice and smooth, and we know Jetpacker does usually get a curse with his internet connection. Kagatacos is 10th, Sean Cool is 11th on 106 points. Those two are tied on 106 points, by the way. Andy Craven is in 12th on 88 points, 1 point ahead of Hutch, who's in 13th. He's tied with Goofy. Then we've got GT Jamie on 81, Pony Feeder on 80 points. Good to see him back this evening. Bruges on 77 points. And then we've got Doors 47, Steph, and Keno. Sorry, good to see Keno back tonight as well on 35 points. So that's your driver standings. Let me quickly run through the teams, and then I can get myself in a much more comfortable position, and you guys don't need to see me in doing some kind of Houdini thing. So SBR Racing are currently in first place on 433 points, 41 points ahead of Full Throttle Racing in the Ferrari. Blue Streak Racing are in third place on 274. That doesn't look like they're in the hunt really, because they're well over 100 points behind that, so it looks like it's a battle for those top two teams in terms of who's going to be successful this year. Not Fast Just Furious are fourth on 270, and then we're on YouTube a fifth on 265. Fueled Up Motorsport are sixth on 237. Kagala Motorsport are in seventh place on 212, and then JJ Motorsport 169, KG Racing on 115, and the Flying Spuds are on 104 points. Checking for tonight: Hutch, Goofy, Keno, great to see him back, Milden, Andy Cray, Cool, Palermojd, Jamie, and Dokuno, Marty Road Racing, Michael Races, Kagatakos is in, Jetpack is in, Dawes is in, GT Jamie, Rob 2K and Ben Gallagher are all confirmed. We do have some absentees, so Ams isn't with us tonight, Drifter, Bruges and Steph are not with us this evening, but we do have a number of reserves that have... where's our reserves? There we go. Number of reserves that are due into this evening. So I'm going to call him Coal Fighter. I'm assuming he's some kind of northern warrior. Shez Monkey's in, Alvaro is in, Shigs, Ollie Racing and Harrison. Good to see Harrison back actually. He was talking on Discord a little while ago about him making his comeback. And Harrison used to be about a long time ago. When I first got involved with FRL, he was doing a lot of the sort of GT4 stuff at the time, and were joining in the, you know, in the very embryonic sort of tequila slammers, those type of events that Gamer Dad started up. And this is probably November, December time last year. And he was always there, and then he just obviously needed a break or went away and was doing something else, but he's back, which is good to see. He probably doesn't remember that I remember him, but I'm like Mike out of suit, so I don't forget anything. So right, let's get rid of all of that. Keno says good evening. Right, and Ams is in as well. He's tuning in for the whole race, and he's got a copy. Yes, come on, Ams. Right, we're on board with Hutch at the moment. I wish I could. I wish I could give you some other angles. You're all well aware the PS5 game is still bugged, and there's no fix for that anytime soon, which has obviously prompted the very sad news that I did share with everybody a few evenings ago on Discord, that I am going to be coming away from console at the end of this season and go purely over to PC, which it does pain me. It really does pain me to do that, because I do always say every week, you're like my children in some respects, but needs must. I can't sit in this view until September or October time. You know, it doesn't give you guys anything. It's frustrating for me as well, so that is that's the reason for that decision. But I do have something very cool to share with everybody. Where is he? Where is Milden? Right, well, I'd love to show you the outside of his car. Oh, there goes a car just gone past me, bit of pink on there. Normally we don't, you know, if people can't make it for a race, we're normally quite fair within FRL, you know. Life is more important, some might say. But sometimes there's a really special reason why people can't make it, and I would like everybody that watches this stream back just to pop a message in Discord, or please pop a message in here and say congratulations to Ams. Yeah, because Ams has just had a baby girl, and we want to give a shout out to that lovely lady. Ams, you're watching. If you've got a name for her yet, please let us know. We'll put a shout out, and we'll prefix it with FRL, evidently, because that's got to happen. But congratulations, buddy. If it's your first one, what an amazing journey you're on. If it's your second one, well, I've got two, and I never used to look like this 4 years ago. That's all I'm saying, so good luck. Claire's in. Good evening, Mr. Coops, and good luck, Keno. Will the view ever get fixed? No, Claire, probably not for a long time, which is unfortunate, but there we go. Look, But we can pretend we are Keno now, can't we? Look, there you go, we're just sat there. Not doing much. Right, let's have a look at Jetpacker. Let's see if his internet connection looks like it's doing any better than what it was earlier on this evening. So we've run through all the stats, which is fantastic, and there's another Bentley getting out of the way pretty sharpish. We've run through all the stats, so we don't need to bore ourselves with those anymore. What we are going to do, as always, when we go into qualifying, we will do a full lap guide. We like to do that every single week, evidently, and then we can talk about, well, what's got to unfold. This is the quiet time. This is the easy bit on these situations, really, because once the race gets going, I need to get that in. Is FRL? I haven't just, you know, bought myself a set of Corsa Competizione t-shirt, and that's all thanks to Daz Parker and all the hard work that he does. And oh, coffee delivery device, got to get that one in. As you all know, Daz does a lot of work in terms of our merch, and if anyone wants to get their hands on some cool stuff, and I'd like to know who actually he sent my hoodie to. He said to me today, oops, I sent it in package with someone else. So if any of you've got that, it needs to go back, because that is a collector's item. You know this, yeah. But yeah, Daz does great stuff for the merch. Go onto the website, formularacinglleague.co.uk. Again, there's so much information on there. Everything about the leagues, the different series, all the driver stats, lap records, hot laps, merch, one-off events. Well, no. I mean, I know it's not quite to Keddy's taste, you know, or maybe Will Friedman with some of the stuff he puts out on our Discord, but, you know, it keeps most of the racing enthusiasts quite well occupied, I think. So, cheers. Right, well, Jetpacker seems quite smooth this lap at the moment. So he's 12 thousandths behind Michael at the moment. So he's currently setting the pace in this free practice session with a 1:27.378. And then we've got Jetpacker, then we've got Dokuno. Cool is in 4th at the moment, 6.5 tenths down. Then we've got our Northern Coal Fighter. I have to apologise. Oh, see ya. Who was that? Was that Hirsch? Let me see. Quick. Yeah, it was Hirsch. Of course it was. So Coal Fighter's in 5th at the moment, 8.5 tenths off. Then Keno's currently in 6th place in the pits. GT Jamie 7th in the pits. Mr. Craven is in 8th. He's a second off the pace, just over. And then we've got Palermoged. Again, have faith. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, you'll never know. You'll have to ask him. GTJV, evening Coops. Good evening, mate. Hope you are well. I do hope you are well, GT Jamie, and I hope you have a good race this evening. I hope you all do. What's Am saying? Thank you very much, Coops. Her name is Layla. Wow. And she's a first. Lovely gesture by us, by our team. We're in the pit. It is nice, isn't it, mate? Well, that's, you know, that's what we do. That's what we do. We're a community, but obviously, do you know what the great thing happens here with it being your first is you're going to have you won't have a lot of time to do a lot of things, but you probably will have more time to practice, because you're going to be up at silly o'clock every single day, you know, doing the night feeds 1, 2, 3, 4. If anybody doesn't have kids, I'm trying to sell this to you, obviously, but it's all worth it, mate. So I hope Mummy and Layla are both doing well. That's the important thing, okay? So you put your feet up, mate, and you have a little relax. We've got 6 watching at the moment. That means that, to take me out of the equation, that means there's 5 of you watching, and I've only got 4 likes. Guys, you know the deal. Yeah, everybody must be kind enough now. I've got 6 watching, so everybody who's watching, please press that like button. We're going to move into qualifying very shortly. I don't know when exactly, because, as I say, I thought I'd cover up the whole screen. Normally I have the little circle thing going on, but today, with my new art, I thought I'd go for more of a square theme. But tell me if you want me to change it, and I will change it. There's no problem there. So, no change at the top. Still Michael, Jetpacker, Dokuno. Donny is a track. I mean, well, hey, if anyone hasn't been to Donington, hello, Lily. Lily's in as well. Hope you're well, mate. If anybody hasn't been to Donington, there's apparently some kind of get-together happening. I think it's the 16th of October, and quite a few of us, to date, I know, have booked tickets and either accommodation, or they've robbed a tent from somewhere. I mean, I don't think many of us own a tent. I mean, I don't own a tent. But anyway, so we're all meeting up. It's going to be an FRL takeover, and I absolutely can't wait. I booked my tickets the other day. I booked a nice Airbnb. I've got a butler, cleaner. You know, I've got someone to carry. Well, you know, just the usual treatment. All expenses paid by James as a thank you. So thanks, James. I'll send the bill. But that's going to be epic. I love Donington as a track. I really do. In terms of spectating and driving, I think Donington is a fantastic track. It's really technical. It's challenging. Well, we're watching now. We're on board with Coalfighter at the moment. You know, you've got. I'm not going to say too much about the corners and all those bits. We'll do that when we get into the track guide. But it offers a bit of everything. It's fast. It's, you know, there's always something going on at Donington, and these guys, with them being so quick and so consistent, which we've seen for 7 previous rounds, I'm intrigued, really intrigued to see how this one shakes out tonight, which of course we will do very shortly. I've got 9 likes. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. That's it. I can log off now. Well, I'll see you all next week. No, I'm only joking. I made the coffee at the right time this evening. Absolute right time this evening. So it's not gone cold yet. It's not too hot. Does anybody want me to change the screen? I'm going to put it out there to you guys. Do you want me to change the screen, or are you happy with it as it is? Let me know. Okay, Jetpacker, Michael and Ollie. That is an interesting prediction, Ems. You might not be far wrong there. Jetpacker, well, I can't say he's fast and he's not as fast. You know, I wax lyrical about all of you every single Tuesday, and rightly so. We know Ollie is. I mean, he's showing at Laguna. You've got to agree, Ollie was spectacularly quick in terms of those qualifying laps. And again, I think he's only been in the server for what? Let's come on. Let's see what he's all about. Let's get on board with Ollie for a little while. And Ollie says, "Oh."
Green line. Give it all you got.
Well, I think we've just entered to qualifying. So here we go then. Right, Ryan Harrison says, "I'm towards this tactic." Ryan, I think that's a good tactic, mate. I really do. Obviously, it's been quite a while since you've been with us, but as I said at the top of the show, it's fantastic to have you back as everyone legs it out of the pits. Who's that? 112 Dokuno. So we'll get on board with Dokuno first. I'd love to press drive, but we know what's going to happen. Yeah, I think, Ryan, that is the right tactic to do this evening, and also for any of the reserves that are standing in, first-time racers, I would be employing that as well, because you don't want to be affecting the championship at this stage of the competition. Yeah, you really don't want that. So they were all competitive. We all want to do well, but you can still have a great time and do well if you're fighting for 17th, 20th. Doesn't matter. Look at me. I mean, I don't know. Oh, I'm 11th. Of course I am. And you will notice the seat. Actually, I'm not going to say that. Georgie Priest is in. Yes, the whole group is my man. Ben will make the podium in the race. I'm very, very confident of that, Ams. Milden has got extremely good race pace, although he does moan a lot on his streams. He doesn't always seem Mr. Happy on his streams. Last week, when he came third, yeah, and he was catching up with Michael, and he crossed the line in third, and there's me on my stream, like you know, wow, guys, you're all absolutely amazing, you know. And he's like, as soon as he crosses his line, he's like, could have got him. Could have got Michael. And I was like, you've just got third, man. You've just done a great race. But again, that just shows the competitive nature. Anyway, as we get on to our first flying lap of this 15-minute qualifying session with Dokuno, let's see what he can produce, and then we're going to do our lap guide, because I know that is why you're all here. You've all got your notepads out, or your dictaphones. I don't know what you use these days. Typewriters. I don't know. And we'll see what happens. So who's out after Dokuno? That's Kino, isn't it? Yeah, so Kino's after Dokuno, and then we have got Doors. Another great thing really about the FRL community, people like Doors, you know, and other individuals who've maybe been away from sim racing for a little while, and they come back and they, you know, want to see how things are going over here, and then they get involved again. You know, they're all very complimentary, as everybody is, in terms of how it's ran, and the events and the type of racing and everything that goes on, and that's got to be a big thank you out to all the admin guys, yeah, the ones over in the UK, and yes, because you're watching, Georgie, and the ones out in the States, we the Kev, yeah, everyone puts in a lot of work, and the American side of things is really taking off now. Thursday Night Thunder, in fact, they've expanded their grid, so Dokuno sets a 28.515. Right, anyway, into Rd8 we go. So this is a second gear corner, quite a medium speed corner there. We need to go wide, so we go through Hollywoods, then we want to hook that curb on the right hand side. Again, be really close on this one through the crane of curves. We don't want to touch the bollards on the left, but get as close as possible on the brakes, down 2 gears into third, and then we're going to go through Old Hairpin. That is nice, that's taken just the right amount of road there. Get as close to those cones, bollards if you like, through Swans, keep it tight, down 2 gears into McLean's, balance through here, now squeeze on the throttle, get it out left, short run up towards Coppice, double right hander, so we're going to go down 2 gears. You've got to carry a lot of speed through here, and you can take a wider apex on this second part. Evidently you want to be building up the speed for this straight on the way down towards the Fogarty S's, which is a left right chicane. Looking for the 50 board, now on the brakes, down 2 gears, throw her in, don't cut too much, avoid that sausage curve on the right, drift out wide, hard on the power, on the hill, down towards the right hand hairpin of the Melbourne hairpin, on the brakes, trail in, first gear, get her tucked in nice and tight, squeeze the throttle now, should be hearing that traction control kick in, and then we've got a slight run up the hill towards Goddard's, which is a left hand hairpin, so Pirelli board just there, on the brakes, into first, again, keep her nice and tight, squeeze on the throttle now, down the Wheatcroft straight, cross the line for another quick lap. Does Dokuno improve? Of course he does, because he was listening to me. A 1:27.720 for Dokuno. Ben Gallagher, well, he seems like he's got himself a little bit of traffic. So Andy Cray in front of his Lexus. Yeah, it certainly is. So Ben wants to get past him, so he can get another decent lap in. But again, look at the traffic we've got. If we look at the little mini-map down on the bottom right-hand side, you can see it's congested. And the other thing is, with the pit lane on the left there, it's a really short pit lane exit. It's actually, see ya. So we've got a Ferrari there and a Bentley having a little love tap. So that's not particularly great for these guys as we go towards Old Hairpin. We'll just see what the Audi handles like compared to the Ferrari, as Michael Races currently goes quickest with a 1:27 or 1:59. Jetpacker is then 3.5 tenths behind him in second place. We're on board of Ben at the moment in third. Again, don't need to say it, Ben's rapid, always has been, just always seems to be a little bit of a magnet for either a bit of bad luck or a bit of contact. So I think if Ben could have a, just by hook or by crook, have a really clean race, he's definitely going to be challenging. He always does. So Dokuno is 4th, Chesmonkey's 5th. Chesmonkey's only recently upgraded to the PS5, and he's, well, evidently he's enjoying that upgrade. Always had good pace, used to absolutely stomp it in the GT4s. Again, we're talking many months ago here when he was like first involved with FRL, but he's, well, evidently he has the pace, had a good result last week. GT Jamie's 6th, Kino is currently 7th, 1 second off the pace. Let's see what Ben can do. So he's 4 tenths off currently, a 1:27.1, so Ben goes provisional pole. That's 57 hundredths quicker than Michael, a Jetpacker. Cole Dokuno's in the pits, GT Jamie's in the pits. Let's have a look at Kino. Claire, Kino's on, quick, put your tee down. Right, as Kino's going through, McLean's on the run up towards Coppice. Let's see how the Ferrari in his hands takes this. You can hear those tyres scrubbing there. That was pretty good through there, Kino. Andy Cray's 11th, Milden's currently 12th, Marty's 13th, so teammates there, they're looking to wrap up the team championship this evening. Goofy's in 14th, Kagatacos, I was going to say, Kino, I'm sorry about that, Claire. Kino. I'll come back to you, mate. I'll come back to you, let's say that. Right, Kagatacos. Here he is, the original Tacos. I don't know if this entire series has been named after Kagatacos, but I mean, he's flamboyant, he's tasty. I don't know if he's hot. I've never met him before. I need a picture. Someone send me a picture and then we can put it out on a vote. Is Kagatacos hot like a taco? Anyway, Rd8 is 16th. Palermo's Jamie is 17th. Have some faith, Jamie. You're going to get up there, mate. Harrison, obviously, you know, one of his first races back with us, is in 18th and employing the, I'm not going to try and beat the world tonight. Dawes is out at the moment, he's 19th. Shig's in the pits. Coke 90, reservist in this evening. Don't think I've had the pleasure of Coke 90, so welcome. Hope you have a good race in your 77 Audi. Me, obviously the best driver here, that's why I don't let me drive. And Hutch is 23rd. You will notice this evening, I was going to do that as Coops competition, but I've kind of spoiled that now, as Ben Gallagher's still holding that first place. Sean Cool, he goes up to second in the 444 Porsche. Nice. 48 hundredths behind. Remember, Monka Races is only 57 hundredths behind, so again we're already getting a bunched field. Top 8 separated by just over half a second, so that's looking pretty tidy at the moment. And Kagatacos obviously has heard what I've said and has gone away to take a selfie, and I'm expecting him to send that through shortly. Dawes in the rather pink Ferrari, going through Old Hairpin there. Jetpacker's 4th. Okay, so this Cole fighter, whoever that may be, again this is a first for me, so welcome to you. Obviously showing some pretty strong pace there, currently quicker than Ollie, which is no mean feat, not at all. So I was going to say, you'll notice this evening, normally all I do is talk about my beautiful Ferrari, and when the admin guys, we were having a little chat a little while ago, and we know you're Volton, you know, Chris is always like, oh, you know, I love my Ferrari, my Porsche, and obviously he's like, you know, got a PS5 now and decided to take the Bentley. Of course he did. So he's now having some good races, really, and it's nothing to do with the car, it's always about the driver. But anyway, he's now in the Bentley, which is very steady and very nice to drive, and he's not crashing anymore, which is good for him. So I thought this evening, to make sure that Chris watches the stream, I'm in a Porsche. I'm in a Porsche. Wow, she didn't like that, did she, Dawes? I think those tyre pressures need a bit of work, dude. Okay, so I'm going to actually have to set a timer, aren't I? So if anyone isn't aware of the format, so again, this is Season 5, believe it or not, Season 5, Round 8 at Donington. We're in a 15-minute qualifying session at the moment. We're on board with Sean, and we'll see what Sean can do in his Porsche. I better take some tips on this, actually. Yeah, following this we have a 60-minute race, which is always entertaining. Always entertaining. One mandatory stop will need to be completed. How do we know they have a mandatory stop? Well, I'll tell you when we're on the formation up. They've all got a green stripe at the moment next to their number. In the race, that'll be like a gold 1, which means they've got one mandatory stop. When they've completed that stop, that will then go green, as is now, which means they can then race until the finish. So, all very simple. But the pit stops, they do make a difference, yeah? How people approach those, you know, what are we going to do? Are we going for heavy fuel loads? Are we going for a shorter fuel load? Are we going 50-50? Is the weather going to play a part? And this is the East Midlands. I mean, it looks pretty cloudy up there. So, all these variables, these guys are all taken on board and making sure they've got multiple setups ready to go should they need to switch. Now, if I was actually driving in this race, that wouldn't be the case. Obviously I'd just be out there, you know, on cold tyres, just trying to be great, which is why they condemn me to the COMMS box. But there you go. So no change at the top. Ben is still in first place. We're on board with Sean at the moment. He's only 48 hundredths behind, so we'll see if he can make any inroads at the end of this lap. Michael Races is third. He's only 57 hundredths behind. Sean does. Sean goes provisional pole. Look at that, 27. Oh, blimey, 27 hundredths. This is getting interesting now. So let's get back on board of Ben. Where's Michael at? He's coming down to the Fogarty S's, and Ben's on his way down to the Fogarty S's. So let's stay on board with Michael at this stage and see what he could do on this lap. We shouldn't have too much longer left really in this qualifying session. So down into the Melbourne hairpin. You can hear him just squeezing that throttle on there. That was nice. Is nice. Sorry, could have myself. Right, into Goddard's, hard on the brakes. We're going to trail in for this left-hander. Squeeze that throttle. That was a good line through there, Michael. Let's see. 84 hundredths off pole. Michael goes pole with a 27.066. 9 thousandths quicker than called. And then Ben's going to cross the line. Ben Gallagher crosses the line now. He also improves, but not enough. So he's still third place at the moment. He's going for a fast lap. But again, you saw the Ferrari coming out there of the pit lane. That's your braking zone for Redgate. Yeah, you literally straddle across the pit lane exit, and you know, coming out of that pit lane, you've got to be really switched on, because if you're not, there will be issues happening in this race. Right, what's Ollie doing in his Beamer? Let's see what Ollie can do. So Michael and Sean, they're having some fun at the top. 9 thousandths between them. Ben's only 36 hundredths behind in third place. Then Jetpacker's 2.5 tenths. Coalfighter's half a second, and Ollie Racing is, well, pretty much there's only 3 thousandths between these two. So, and then we've got Shez is 7th, Dokuno 8th, GT Jamie's 9th, and Andy Craven. That's good going by him in that Lexus. I don't know if the Lexus is massively suited to this track, to be fair. No change there. Although Chesmonkey, wow, Chesmonkey's just put himself up into 4th, so he's 2 tenths off pole at the moment. Look at the traffic. How are you going to pick your way through that? Rather you. That's Dawes in front. So Dawes is probably also on a quick lap. Shiggs is still sat in the pits. He's just thinking, nah, I don't think so. Coke 90 is in the pits as well, currently in 19th place as Ollie makes his way past. Michael's improved on his lap time, so we're in the 26s now. 26.838. That's a fantastic time from him. Definitely put some daylight between him and Sean at the moment. And Sean, wow, you just saw how that car was bouncing through the Fogarty S's. He's not taking any prisoners. Let's see what he can do into the Melbourne hairpin, and Ollie decides to put it in the pits. Obviously that lap was ruined just by traffic, and you know, sometimes it's better the devil you know. Milden puts himself into the top 10 and then into the pits. As Sean comes round Goddard's, is it quick enough? Is it quick enough to take pole position? No, it's not. And qualifying is finished, so Sean won't get another lap in, unfortunately. So Michael's in the pits. He's quite happy with that. Let's see what Gallagher can do. Remember, Chesmonkey's also with 4 and a bit tenths off. That's quite a large gap, really. But the top 9, well, the top 10 are separated by just over a second, which is to be expected. So Sean's in the pits. Chesmonkey dumps it in the pits as well, happy with 4th. What's Ben going to do? Can you, Ben, can you, Jetpacker, make a difference here at the end of this qualifying session? Keno is still out. He's looking to improve on that 12th place. Rd8 17th. He won't be 17th at the end of the race. I say it every week. He always ends up in the top 5. So we'll see. Right, Ben on the sprint down towards the line. What's he going to do? Ben goes second. He does improve. Not enough to get pole position, but told you, Mr. Gallagher. He's fast as something, boy. To coin a TikTok thingy all the time. Right, anyway, let's have a look. Let's have a look at your grid. So Michael races pole position. Congratulations to you. Ben Gallagher starts alongside him in second place. Only just over a tenth and a half further down the road then. Sean is in third place, and the 444 Porsche, and then Chesmonkey is 5th. Chesmonkey is 4th, apologies. Jetpacker starts 5th. Ollie is 6th. Coalfighter is 7th. That's a great run by him. Again, first racing with us, so evidently has some pace. Welcome to the fast zone. Dokuno's 8th. Andy Craven 9th. Milden managed to get it into the top 10 there. GT Jamie is 11th. Keno 12th. Kagatacos is currently 13th place. What's going on there? What's going on there? So Kagatacos is in 13th place. Goofy's 14th, 1.6 off the pace in his Bentley. Mighty Road Racing 15th. That's conservative by his standards in his Bentley. 1.7 off the pace. Plurmoged is in 16th. Another Bentley. Maybe we're getting an idea here about the Bentleys. Rd8 17th in his Beamer. Hutch is 18th in his number 22 Bentley, 2 seconds off the pace. Then we've got Coke 90 in the 77 Audi, 2.247 off the pace. Harrison is 20th, and then Dawes is 21st. Shigs did not complete a lap, so we'll start last. And, well, yeah, we know why I'm sat in the pits. Right, what do you reckon to that for a qualifying session? Optimal track. I wonder if the weather is going to make any difference tonight. Let's have a look at the live chat. Okay, good. Is that because you wanted a week away, Ben? Gallagher's just in on the live chat just saying pace is good. Smiley face with eyes. Don't curse yourself. Don't curse yourself, mate, because you're in a happy place right now. Yeah, I'd hate for us to be getting through Redgate or Craner Curbs. You know what I'm saying. Okay? You know what I'm saying. I need to fix my chair, right? My chair is, well, it's not doing what it should do. Because ideally, you know, I know I'm vertically challenged. I think we all, well, you all don't know that because you haven't met me. Keno has, but Pony has as well. But yeah, I'm slightly vertically challenged, although some would say I'm the tallest leprechaun in the world. But the chair, I wanted it a little bit higher today. Random piece of information for you all. Just took a week. Yeah. Sometimes that's all you need, mate. Yeah, I think that is it. I did that as well, didn't I? A couple of weeks ago, I had a week and a bit out, 10 days out, just to recharge the batteries and, you know, get refocused. And now look at me. I've got Banksy to come in and spray paint my wall. Obviously, if you can't read what it says. You need glasses stronger than me, but it does say buymeacoffee.com/comms by Coops and the YouTube channel, so I don't need to do any of that anymore. But there we go. Ben's staying safe today. I think you all want to stay safe. We've got 10 watching at the moment, so we are in the wait time, ladies and gents, for the formation lap of round 8 of season 5 Taco Tuesday. This is tier 1 on PS5. You'll probably see me pumping loads of stuff out on socials all the time about these individuals. You need to stay and watch. Yeah. No, mate. No. I'm, you know, I've committed to doing the full season. Yeah. And at the end of this season, I'll complete this season, Andy. And at the end of this season, I'll then be doing the Super Sprint series on a Tuesday for PC, and then the full GT3 Fridays on the PC as well. But yeah, so don't make me cry. No, to be fair, if they could change the view, then I'll be coming back. Yeah, so maybe everyone should be like getting on, like really annoying Kunos and the chaps, you know, and chapettes. So. Because it's going to feel really weird in about 3 or 4 weeks' time when on a Tuesday I log on and I'm not on here. You know? It's going to be weird. But anyway. Right, 10 watching. I've got 11 likes. If anybody hasn't liked, please press like. It takes half a second. I really appreciate it. The community appreciates that as well because it gets all of you guys and girls out to more people, which is what we want. Yeah? We're all committed. We spend a lot of time on this, so let's try and get it out to more people. Right, 42 seconds left. I did say in the free practice, they said no. They don't know who I am. Wow. That is shocking, I have to say. I mean, if Martin Brundle knows who I am, yeah. I mean, it's only because there's a restraining order. It was a court case. Apparently I was harassing him and kept asking him loads of questions. But, yeah, I called it research, really. Anyway, good luck, Andy. Get your head on the race, buddy. Good luck to everybody out there this evening. 7 seconds to go before we get into the formation lap. I'm going to get dumped into the pits in a moment, which is great. Of course that's what he said. And there we go in the pits. Right, so as Andy's talking to me, well, you know what that means, Andy. We're going to get on board you, my friend. We're going to get on board with Andy for the start of this race. So don't spin it out on the formation lap. That would be a little bit embarrassing, wouldn't it? Anyway, so formation lap. It is unguided. What? Hold on. What is this? All right. Hold on a second. 1 sec. Right, so formation lap, everybody. So this is everyone's last opportunity now to get some heat in those tyres and those brakes, and pray to the Lord, the racing god up there, not me, no, the actual real one, that they've got their setup right, which I'm sure they have. Everyone's been in here practicing. So Michael, Ben, Sean and Shez, there's your top 4, followed by Ollie, Coalfighter, Dokuno. We're on board of Andy at the moment. That's a pretty rapid top 8. Ben Milden, we had one drop out there. Oh, Jetpacker. I told you his internet was playing silly buggers earlier on. Let's hope he can get back in, but he's evidently gone bye-byes. He never gets any luck with that. I think he needs to seriously complain to his internet provider or stop stealing next doors. Yeah, that's possibly a way to do it. So, right. So, coming around Coppice now, down towards the Fogarty S's, you probably see a little bit of weaving going on. I'm quite intrigued for the new update when it comes at the end of the summertime or September, whenever they're going to do that for the new tyre model, because obviously having, you know, being able to do it on PC as well as the PS5, you know, the difference in the tyre model is huge. It's absolutely massive. It really does take time to get those tyres warm, and you can burn out. You really can affect the tyres. Not all of them, you know. If you're overloading one, it really does make a difference, and that's going to challenge everybody. So we form up now as we get into the Melbourne hairpin. Just Goddards to go. Right. I hope you're ready. I'm ready. This is going to be an awesome race. I'm 100% convinced that this is going to serve up amazing racing like it did last week at Laguna, and for the whole of this season so far. So anyway, into the Wheatcroft straight we go, 2x2. Everybody's ready, everyone's waiting. So this is the Formula Racing League Taco Tuesday Season 5 Round 8 at Donington Park. 60 minutes, we are green, we are go. The run down towards Redgate, as we said before, you know, we've got to think about extra fuel loads, cold tyres, cold brakes, and let's hope that everybody is clean. Doesn't seem to be a lot of contact at the moment. Oh, someone's going to pull across there. Milden's making up places straight away. He goes down the outside with a lovely bit of pink on there for Layla from AMS as we go through Crater Curves on the brakes into Old Hairpin. Right, so everybody, we're getting squeezed out there. Is that Kagatacos? Kagatacos is putting a lot of pressure on Andy at the moment as we go up towards Swans. Andy cuts back across. He's like, I'm not having that inside line, buddy. Kaga thought about trying to stay there to get the inside line towards McLean's, and that's a bit of a dive. Are they going to touch? They don't touch, which again just shows how great the driving is with these guys. They did not touch. So on board with Coalfighter now in his first race. He's lost that position to Milden, who's got himself up to 7th already. Ams was saying in the live chat beforehand, I totally agree with him, that Ben will get himself up. Pit windows open. Will get himself up the field a little bit. Hold on. Pit windows open. I did say I was going to time this. Whoops. And stopwatch go, because I can't see the time because of my big head as we go into Melbourne hairpin for the first time. Michael's down up front. He's built a half a second gap already to Ben Gallagher, and Sean in his Porsche is just keeping a watching brief now, just over 3/10 behind Ollie. Well, that looks a little bit closer than 3/10. Ollie's got himself up to 4th. He's managed to displace Shez Monkey, who drops down to 5th in his Beamer. Dokuno's up to 6th already, and Ben Milden's been making some good strides in that first lap as we go into Redgate. He's moved himself up to 7th place. Coalfighter's dropped down a little bit into 8th, but his qualifying pace was excellent, so I'm sure he's going to get that together. Andy, we were on board with at the start, is 9th. Kagatako's in 10th. We saw him have an early challenge as we go through the Crater Curves, and I'm just looking, oh, who's that gone off? Someone, who's that? Not Sean. No, not Dokuno. Not saying a word. I'm not saying a word. Ben Gallagher saw that happening as we were going through Craner curves there. I had my eyes up the track a little bit just to see if anything was going to happen through the old hairpin, and I just saw that Audi leave the track. So Ben, who's number 8? That looks a bit banged up as well. Harrison's obviously been in the wars in one of his first races back, so that's really, really unlucky for Ben. Plenty of time, Ben. Don't get cross. Okay, so Michael's up top still. Where's another close one? So we were just talking, Aquino's got himself up to 9th place. That's fantastic. And we've got another one off. Who's out? Coalfighter's taken, I think he's probably taken too much going through the Fogarty S's there. Maybe clip that sausage curb as Keno comes into the Melbourne hairpin. He's now chasing down Andy for 8th place, so that's definitely going to give him a little bit of confidence there as Dokuno. You saw him go defensive. I think he went too deep into Melbourne, which caused him to try and do something into Goddard's, but that didn't work. So Milden moves himself up to 5th place. Very nice indeed. Obviously he needs to get himself up the field to have any chance whatsoever of keeping in the title fight in terms of the individual drivers championship. And Marty Road Racer, well, look at him, he's making strides as well. He's got himself up to 9th. So remember, Marty and Milden anyway, I think there's a show about that. Those two are going for the team championship and doing very well. Hutch has got himself up to 10th place, as obviously as soon as I do that he goes off the track a tad, but he's back on, which is good. Goofy's running 11th at the moment. That's not bad from him. Coalfighter's down in 12th. GT Jamie's down in 13th, so that's not like him to be down there. Rob 2K started 17th, worked his way up to 14th. Remember, we'll see where Rob finishes, yeah, that's all I'm saying. Just keep an eye on him. Palomoj is and then 15th. He's only 3.5 tenths behind these two, so that looks like a decent scrap at the moment. But Kagatako's, Ben Gallagher and Coke 90 are having a right little ding dong, aren't they? So Ben, he's trying to make up these places as quickly as possible, but Coke's got the inside line through the Fogarty S's. Who's going to break? He's gone way too deep there. He's going to collect him. Oh my word, I thought Ben and Coke were going to collect each other there, but they didn't, thankfully. But Kagatako's, he's thinking, wow, let's watch those Audi pieces fly all over the place as he slips up the inside of Coke. So Coke's got the inside line on the run up to Goddard, so he should be able to defend that. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Kaga turns in too tight. He doesn't. They're giving each other racing room, which is great to see. As Ben, he now, look, you can see he's streaming away there, isn't he? So Kaga into Redgate. Kaga and Coke are having a fantastic battle, aren't they? See, look, we've got Coke and Tacos. No? Alright, fair enough. Shigs is 19th. He's only 7.5 tenths behind these two. And then we've got Harrison and Dawes, who are also pretty close together as well. So we've got battles going on all over the place. We've got, oh, old hairpin, wow. Coke got on the brakes way too early there, I think, and Kagatako's, well, he had to take a dive down the inside. That was his only real option, but obviously he was then probably off the power, so a bit of lift off oversteer, and obviously he was busy trying to collect that, which is what took him off the track. So unfortunate for Kaga there. So up top, Michael is still leading this race. He's got a 2.3 second lead over Sean at the moment. You can see he's just eking out that lead. And our man Ollie, look at that, he's saving it for the race. Yeah, he's got himself up to 3rd place, so he definitely wants to get involved. This was your top 3. Well, it actually wasn't, was it? Because Ollie wasn't in the top 3, I don't believe. Or Sean wasn't. One of them had an accident. It's looking very similar to last week. The only anomaly at the moment is Shez Monkey, but he's got Ben all over the back of him, so it's only a few tenths between these two. Ben's just showing his nose in the way down to Redgate, just trying to put Shez Monkey off a little bit. Down into 2nd, Tucker in. Squeeze on that throttle. Again, the beauty of that Bentley, she can eat those curves. Shez Monkey goes wide there. Probably took a little bit too much in, or his tyres are already hurting at the moment. Down through Craner curves into the old hairpin on the brakes, down 2 gears, swinger in, beautiful, very nice, Mr. Milden. We'll stay on board for this lap as we go up towards Swant's curve. On the brakes, down 2, into McLean's, now on the power. Shez Monkey's got good pace in that Beamer though, definitely got good pace in that Beamer. As we go through Coppice even. And down towards the Fogarty S's. So the top 3 have not changed position. Dokuno's only 6 tenths behind these guys, and only Craven's only half a second behind him. So we'll move to that in a moment. Just want to see how this lap pans out. So I think by watching this, Shez is pushing a little bit harder than Ben at the moment. Although Ben went a little bit too deep there. Ben, a little bit too deep. Evening Coops, how's it going? Hello Traction, I am very well my friend, how are you? How did you get on earlier on with AOR? I was going to watch, but I started watching your stream and it was, well, it was a bit glitchy. It's the best way to describe that. A little bit glitchy. Right, no change up top. Ben's trying to close this gap down. Just behind these boys we've got Dokuno and then we've got Andy, so let's stay on board here. We've got all four of these. Let's watch this beautiful track as it meanders. Look at it, up and down. It's absolutely fantastic. On the brakes, taking enough speed through the old hairpin. Go, go, go. We're going to have a quartet together in a minute. Goofy was only a tenth behind there, but that's now changed. Into McLean's. Boom, boom. Yeah, sorry, I just have a little listen there. It's all good. It's all good. 9 of you in watching so far. Good evening, everybody. If you missed the headline news, here it is again. Our man Ams, well, he's not racing tonight because, well, something rather important and magnificent's happened in his life. He's just had a baby girl. So, please, everybody, in the live chat, give a congrats out to Ams. And some of his buddies are wearing a little bit of pink, not for Gamer Dad. A little bit of pink for little Layla. So yeah, that's the exciting news this evening. So Michael's still winning, Sean is still second, Ollie's still third, Shez Monkey's still fourth, Benny's still only half second behind him. Then we've got this quartet here of Shez Monkey, Milden, Dokuno and Andy are on board with at the moment. Kino's come to join the party as well. He's only 7.5 tenths behind as well. So, well, I did say 4. It's not 4, it's 5. And as I also say every single week, one mistake, teeny tiny little mistake, you're done. Especially on this track with the pace of these boys, you are absolutely done. Marty's got himself up to 9th at the moment. Kino, I didn't mean for you to make the mistake. I'm not gonna watch you, Kino. Every time I go on board with you, you try and dive. Right, Ollie's in 3rd, 1.1 off the pace. Trying to pull that gap back, and all the while Michael in his number 1 McLaren, he's just, again, it was 2.3 seconds a little bit earlier on, I believe. Wow, it's now nearly 4 seconds, so he is doing the job there, which is an excellent. Hutch is running in 10th. That's a good effort from Hutch at the moment. He's in the top 10. Goofy's 11th, only 8 tenths behind. We'll have a look at that. But Coal Fighter, hold on a minute, Jeff. Coal Fighter says he's 12th. Well, he's a bit further back than that, isn't he? As into the Fogarty S as we go. We're on board with Goofy and his 990 Bentley. He's chasing down the 22 Bentley of Hutch. Be nice to him, Goofy. He's an admin. Yeah, if you hit him, he'll ban you. Or he'll put you on James's prune list. Watch out. That was a bit close there. Goofy's trying, nice racecraft, he's trying to position it, he is going for the inside, he's not going to let that go, and Hutch was closing that door all day long, but he's then gone wide, and look at them, absolutely neck and neck. This is fantastic racing from these Bentley boys as they run down to Redgate. Hutch takes the normal racing line. Goofy goes slightly tighter in there. Obviously he's trying to put him off, but that is always going to put him wide, and it does. He gets a big fistful of oversteer, and Coal Fighter just manages to miss that. Rd8 comes past as well. As I said to you, any little mistake, you're going to get punished for it. Ben Gallagher's got himself back up to 14th after his issue in the first couple of laps. Remember, Ben, a fantastic pace in qualifying, was all happy, and I told him to don't be too happy, and he ended up off down at the old hairpin, so he's fighting his way back through the field. Plumage is 15th at the moment, 1.6 further a draw. Whoa, Ben took a little bit too much, and he's not happy with that, is he? He's not gonna be. That's the thing, these cars, they're such on a knife edge. As Rob, wow, he's up to 12th already. He's got 2 in his sights there. He's thinking top 10's going to be here within half a lap. So we're going to see what he does. See what he did there? He showed his nose. Oh, ouch. Well, we got that on stream, boys and girls. I was going to say, Rd8 was very clever there. Yeah, he showed his nose on the inside on the run down to Fogarty S's, although Goofy looks like he might take a dive down the inside of him into the Melbourne hairpin. Thinks better off it. yeah, Rob showed his nose there enough, and then you saw him, he backed straight out. He backed straight out of that. He had no intention of going for a move there whatsoever, which was the right thing to do, and him backing out of that caused Hutch and Coalfighter, certainly Coalfighter, to run a little bit too deep into the Fogarty S's, which unfortunately caused those two to collide. Great racecraft from Rob there, puts himself now into the top 10, so that's all good. Keno's now only half a second, so these four are still at it, but it looks like Shez Monkey has managed to break away from this scrap. Yeah, he has. Gallagher's in the pits. Don't know if he's going to come back out. I'm in the pits, but I'm already out. GT Jamie's been in and completed his pit stop already. So if we have a little look further back now, we've got Coke and Harrison. Now remember, Coke's first time with us that I've seen. Harrison's back. Used to drive with us many months ago, so he's back trying to mix it with the PS5 Tier 1 guys. And then Dawes as well, who's recently come back. So we've got an interesting scrap going on here at the back of the field. I said earlier on today, it doesn't matter really where you're scrapping, but I'm going to leave this because Milden's only 2.71 seconds behind Doc Uno on the way down into the Melbourne hairpin, so there's a lot of stuff going on all over the place, and Ollie's got his gap down to Sean to under a second. Need to keep our eye on that. Looks like he might be going for a push, so we shall indeed see. A little show the nose from Ben, trying to put Doc Uno off. Doc Uno's obviously trying to chase down Andy. It's all going off, ladies and gents. Oh, Mr. Traction Dave, 19th to 7th. You're becoming a bit of a master of that, aren't you? It's like if we were at a poker table, if you ever play poker, and you'd be one of those guys that folds, and then plays when you've got a hand, yeah, and then continues to fold and then plays if you're going to bluff. You're going to get that kind of name, yeah. Like Milden, can't qualify to save his life, but race pace, wow. There you go, that's all I'm saying. So that gap between Ollie and Sean's now under 3/4 of a second. That is developing. Oh, Doc Uno gets it all out of shape there. Definitely took too much speed in, or used that throttle pedal a little bit too liberally, too quickly there. And you saw that Ferrari getting all out of shape, but he manages to get back hold of her. Oh, they are pushing so hard. And yeah, well, Ben's got a much better run through the S's there. Again, that's part of the beauty of the Bentley. She can ride curves. Ben's going in pretty deep, but he's trailed really deep in there. Him and Doc Uno are side by side, and Milden manages to get that move done. Now, can Doc Uno do anything up at Goddard's? The answer to that would be no. So Milden moves himself up to 7th place. Not too shabby at all. Andy Cray's having a fantastic race up in 5th at the moment. He's got to be well happy with that. And now you've got Keno. Keno's got the move done on Doc Uno as well. So Keno, having had a rather eventful qualifying session, get off him quick before he crashes, has moved his way up through the field. I think he qualified 12th. He's got himself now up to, I would suggest, 7th. So yeah, I mean that's not too bad, is it? Not at all. Ollie's now only half a second behind. Everywhere else we've got fairly decent gaps. Coke and Harrison are still going at it. You know what? I hope you boys have a race, a really close race like this for the entire hour. What more could you want, eh? Anyway, back to Ollie in 3rd place at the moment. So Jamie's completed his pit stop. Coalfight has as well. Gallagher's done his pit stop. He's in the pits currently. There's my Porsche. Beautiful. I don't know if Ben's coming back out. Now, Ben, and you booked your tickets for Donny. Yes, buddy. Mate, brilliant. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. If you haven't booked your tickets, guys, even if you're not within FRL, book some tickets to Donny. There's going to be a huge area full of sim racing enthusiasts, yeah, and we're all going to pretend we really know what we're doing. I'm going to be there with a megaphone, yeah, and I'm going to do my own live comms to the race itself, because it will probably be better than the stuff that you hear on the tannoy, because you can't really hear it that well. There you go. If someone buys me an FRL loudspeaker, that's what I'll do. There we go. Anyway, Shez is still 4th, Andy Cray's 5th. Milden, as we've seen, has just moved himself up to 6th. Keno's got up to 7th. He's only a second behind Ben, so now 1.3. But Keno is having a solid race. Definitely having a solid race. I'm sure he's going to be pretty happy with that. Marty's got himself up to 8th. Dokuno has decided to bite the bullet, and he has gone into the pits. Rob 2K elevates himself now up to 10th place. We'll wait and see how that one shapes out. Ben, you coming out? Ben's not coming out. If Ben had a cat, I'd be running away if I was that cat right now. It's giving me love eyes earlier on. Won't be love eyes at the moment, I don't think. Traction. So, Donny, are you tenting, or are you Airbnb-ing, or are you going to just bring a van? Never know. Right, Michael Races doing what he does best. The thing is, right, I was going to say he might be a little bit bored. I mean, he won't be bored because he's winning. I mean, why, you can't be bored if you're winning. Then it's just a case of, you know, making sure that you're doing your own thing every single lap, making sure you're hitting your markers, trying to go a bit quicker. Who's that gone off? Who's that gone off down there? That's 1 for 1. That's GT Jamie. So he's taking himself a little bit too much speed through. Probably got the back end out, old hairpin, and off on the grass he goes. That's unfortunate. He's already completed his pit stop, remember, so that is not going to help his race at all. Yeah, so Michael's just doing his thing. I say, he can't be bored, he's winning. He can't take it too easy because the likes of Sean, Ollie, Andy, Ben, Shez, Keno, Marty, they'll keep him honest. Traction's a tent, man. You can't. No, you can't. There'll be nothing to get in. Traction has this thing, yeah, and he's got. Well, it's more like well, it's probably like one of my son Dylan's Hot Wheels, really. It's a Mazda hairdresser car. What's it called? Yeah, one of them. And he says he's going to pack it to the hilt. I'd like to see how big that hilt is, Dave. Probably about this big, mate. But yeah, no, I'm Airbnb-ing in Castle Donington for 3 nights. So I'm looking forward to it. Keno's now only half a second behind. No, well, Shez has gone into the pits. So Shez Monkey, he's decided that he's going to get his pit stop done. I really did think that once Ollie had cracked that half a second gap to Sean, that he was going to kick on that, but maybe he's just doing a bit of tyre preservation and maybe doesn't need to push too hard at this stage, thinking about the fuel. Maybe he's going to run a slightly longer stint. Who knows? These are the things now. So my time says 18.5 minutes. We're probably a minute ahead of that, so it's probably 19.5, 20 minutes of the race. So people are starting to think about their pit strategies now, as we can see. So Shez is in, Shigs is in, Kag is in the pits, me and Ben are in the pits forever. Those things are now going to come into play, but look at that. Hold on a minute, Sean's had a problem there, hasn't he? So Sean's evidently had a slight off there whilst I'm rabbiting on about pit lanes and strategies, and Sean thought, wow, here's the Porsche. So Ollie finds himself elevated up into 2nd place. He is 5 seconds behind Michael, and Sean now finds himself down in 3rd. He's 2.8 seconds behind Ollie. A pretty comfortable gap, 10.5 seconds back to Andy Cray, and then we've got Ben, who's a further second and a bit behind Andy. Keno's in 6th. So in terms of close racing at this particular moment in the race, we don't have any. This usually happens. You'll find obviously everything will start to spread out, and then it will come back together again, and then with the pit strategies and how they play out, we usually end up, well, these guys, I think they do it deliberately. I think they're definitely talking on Discord or on the party chat. These guys usually decide there's going to be 3 or 4 battles that all culminate in the last 2 to 3 laps together at different parts on the grid. Yeah, which obviously keeps me very, very busy until the end of that hour, which, you know, for £100,000 a session, I mean, I suppose I should do it until the end of the race, so that's fine. Totally fine. Living the... No, I'm... traction, you know, mate, you and everyone else know me. I don't live an extravagant lifestyle. Yeah, I mean, the amount of money that I've managed to save in the last 2 weeks from not feeding the kids, I bought some stickers for my wall. That is how extravagant my lifestyle is. Yeah. But no, I'm not really a tent guy. Yeah. By the time I'd finished putting the tent up, the racing will probably be finished on Sunday. So I thought, wow, you know what? Airbnb, it's a couple of minutes down the road. Taxi, yeah. Beverage. Steve-O's coming over from Abu Dhabi, you know. So yeah, thought I'd make a full weekend of it. Anyway, so into, what are we on? Lap 16 at the moment. Michael's just pushing that lead all the time, isn't he? No one can make a dent in that at the moment. So we're on board of Milden. He's only 6, well now we're 7.5 tenths off Andy. So we've got Dirty Lexus versus big old Boatley as they run up towards Swans and then into McLean. So these two should be fairly, I'd say fairly evenly matched in terms of the profile of the car. And I would say it would be rude, actually, wouldn't it, at this point to mention if you are wondering what car to choose in ACC. I was going to say FRL, but it's not FRL, is it? It's ACC. YouTube channel above. Have a look. Coops Cars, running through all the cars on the GT3 section. Small, bite size, only 3 minutes pop, but just my views on it. You can agree or disagree. I'm quite open. So, weather-wise, it's not saying anything's going to happen in the next 15 minutes. I just don't like the look of those clouds. Well, I do like the look of those clouds and what that could mean. And Ben's jumping in. Ben's jumping into the pit. So what, 23? So he's going for an undercut at the moment. So again, when we're talking about undercuts and overcuts, oh, that's what they do in F1. That's what they do in all motorsport. We're going to see beautiful Porsche there, though. Oh yes. Oh, it's interesting. That was very interesting there, because he went through the stop sign. That was obviously a stop sign for me, but anyway, so we see how quick this pit stop is from Ben. So it's obviously a manual stop done. You could hear he cut the engine out before he'd stopped, which is obviously going to save you a good 4, 5, 6 seconds, depending on what you've actually got happening within that actual pit stop. So Michael extends the lead. Ben's just coming out now, so currently he's in 10th. We have a look down at the mini map right now. See what I'm saying? There's your braking zone into turn 1. He's timed that beautifully, so he's got himself out without any real hassles going on there. So let's see if he can perform an undercut. He was only a second or under a second behind Andy, so I suppose it now falls to Andy to see, look, can he make those tyres last any longer, and what type of pit stop is he going to have when he does eventually come into the pits. Michael is still leading Ollie, and Ollie is still ahead, and here we go. So Andy's in the pits now. Beautiful, right, where is Mr. Milden? Right, there's Mr. Milden. We'll have a look at him in a moment as we go through the back of Ben Gallagher. Oops. Well, might as well look at that beautiful 101 Porsche. Right, so Mr. Milden is coming down towards the Fogarty S's, so it should be a relatively quick stop. What's going to happen, peeps? Now, if you can hear scratching at the door, that isn't a child that I've locked away. It is my cat trying to get into the comms room. Okay, just so you know. Right, Andy's still in the pits at the moment. Ben, right, so Ben's coming up to Goddard's. I think that was Andy. That hasn't gone green yet, so he's not moving yet. Is Ben going to get the undercut done? He's coming through now. He is. Well, Andy's just on the move. Milden's going to get that undercut done as he crosses the start-finish line. And keep your eye on the pit exit there. He's got out in front of him. He has got out in front of him. Look, oh, Andy's just getting going. Ooh. Andy's going to kick himself. Well done, Milden. That was a very, very well executed pit stop and outlap to gain that place. Nicely done indeed. So Sean, he decides to pit now from third place as well. So the top boys, they're all deciding is there or thereabouts with 26 or probably 27 and a bit, 27 minutes into this race at the moment. 5 of you still with me. Thanks very much, everyone. I appreciate that. 22 degrees in terms of ambient and 26 on track. It is optimum. So these guys have got all the grip they're ever going to need. So Sean's come into the pits. He's looking at that beautiful Porsche. Keno's also in the pits. Look at him right there, ready to launch into the side of someone as they cross into the braking zone. Don't do that. Rob2K is in 7th at the moment. Again, I'm saying he's just quietly qualified, remember. Qualified 17th. Has got himself up to 5th, which is where he's normally used to being. He's just taking his time. He's not rushing. Yeah, he's got Goofy in front of him. Obviously, they haven't done their pit stops yet. Oh, he lost a bit of time there to get out of the throttle. The car was jumping about all over the place with those curbs. So Michael is still leading, hasn't pitted yet. So he's going to do another lap. This is lap 20 now. And Ollie, what's Ollie going to do? Is Ollie going to pit? No, Ollie's not going to pit either, so these two are running along. Marty finds himself up into 3rd place, and then I say we had a Goofy and Rob2K is only nearly 4 tenths behind him, so a challenge could be coming there. Sean is out of the pits after his stop, and Milden is also out of the pits, as you can see. So Andy's actually lost 3 positions there, so Dokuno and Keno have both jumped him in that pit stop, so maybe Andy doesn't do a manual stop, or maybe he was putting too much fuel in, who knows. Shigs is still running, he's in 20th place, 3 laps down. Harrison is 19th. Coldfighter and Shez Monkey, well, Shez Monkey's in the pits. Hold on, he's already been in the pits, there's Shez. So what's he doing? Who knows. So Marty pits from 5th, Palomodge Jamie pits from 6th, and Rob2K is still all over the back of Goofy. Interesting battle this one. Bentley versus Beamer into the old hairpin. If you listen to the engine note, you can actually envisage what Rob's doing. Yeah, you can hear how the gas pedal is going on. Gas, not blooming American. Hold on, I'm off, Cooper. Enjoy. I will, mate. Thanks for jumping in, Traxon. Hey, Steph's in as well on the live chat. Hope you're well, Steph. We're halfway into this race at the moment. If you want to know any of the highlights, you may indeed ask any questions. I'll fill you in as best I can. Michael pits. We'll stay there because Michael knows that is a beautiful 101 Porsche there. Ollie also pits from 2nd place, but Michael's got the best view. What a great livery. Goofy's going to end up taking the lead of this race. Come on, Goofy, don't pit. Take a lead lap. Come on, Goofy. You know you want to. Rob2K, but well, Rob's pushing the envelope on that one. And then we've got Sean and Milden. So Sean, wow, Rob decides it's his time to pit. Right, where are these boys? They're coming up towards Melbourne hairpin. So Michael should be getting out very shortly. Halfway through the race, we just heard that. So Michael's completed his stop. Watch my Porsche, will ya? So Sean's coming up to Goddard's, and Ollie's just leaving the pit lane as well. Goofy does stay out and take a lead lap. Well done, that man. Right, come on then. Oh, this is going to be close. Keep an eye out. Oh, he's done him. Sean has managed to take that spot back. Fantastic. Okay, game on. So Michael's net 1st place. Ollie was in 2nd, but you saw Sean came in a bit earlier on, and obviously now that he's got some fresh grip, obviously had a stonking out lap there, and he's managed to undercut Ollie quite nicely there. So Sean now finds himself with a 2nd gap back to Ollie, but again, everyone's on fresh rubber now, and we're all good to go until the end of the race. So it'll be interesting to see if they've got the if they've still got the wits about them to get it on. And Rob2K has just completed his pit stop and finds himself nicely. I was going to say in 8th, but it doesn't, because the computer's having a brain fart as usual. 11 watching at the moment. Good evening, everybody. If you haven't, please press like. Takes half a second. Any questions you want answering? Any shout outs? Let me know. this Formula Racing League. We're halfway into this race at the moment. Goofy's in the pits. Obviously wasn't really leading the race. It was through the pit stops that have happened. Michael Races, he's still leading. He's got a 7.8 second lead over Sean, and Sean's lead over Ollie is now down to 7.5 tenths after doing that fantastic pit stop and undercut. Milden's worked his way up from, I think, 11th up to 5th. That's great for him. Good for his championship and the team championship for him as well. Dokuno's in 6th. Coke 90, first time with us tonight. He's in 7th at the moment, half a second behind. Dokuno hasn't pitted yet, so he still needs to complete that and stop. And then we've got Andy Cray is in 8th in his Lexus, keenly followed by Keno. Apologies. Mighty Road Racing is 10th. See, Goofy is now completing that pit stop and on his way out of the pit lane. Rob's in 11th, so at the end of the day, he can't really complain about that. He qualified 17th, pit stops are done, he's up to 11th. They're only just down the road. Go get on, Rob. Jamie Palomage is in 12th place. Dawes hasn't pitted yet. He's in 13th. GT Jamie definitely has pitted. Pitted early, actually, smart move. And then we did see him have a bit of a wand off the grass down at the old hairpin, which completely put, well, that plan that he had was well and truly out the window there. So Dawes comes into pit. Hutch is running 15th at the moment. Kagatakos is 16th, 7 and a bit tenths down as we come into Rd8 again for the 22nd time so far. Codfighter's running 17th. Remember, qualified really well, sort of top 6, I think, qualification for him, and then had a bit of an issue. He ended up coming together with another driver, which we predicted that would happen. Harrison's running at the back in 18th, but mate, as I say every week, you got to finish. It's the most important thing. Shigs is still going in 19th. Gallagher's in the pits, evidently just, wondrous looking at my Porsche. Qualified second, fantastic pace. Was in a really, real euphoric state after that qualifying, and well, as I said, in the qualifying session, just seems to be a magnet for bad luck at the moment. And again, that has happened this evening. So you just got to keep at it, mate. What's that? Whoa, where's Shez gone? Where's Shez gone? Milden's got himself up to 4th. One sec. Oh no, so Shez has had to retire. So she's in the live chat at the moment. Sorry to hear that, Shez. She's had to retire due to internet issues. Doesn't want to risk ruining anyone's race. Mate, it's an unfortunate thing to happen, but it's Ben goes too deep there. Too deep, Ben. That's twice I've said that so far. Yeah, that's the right thing to do though, mate. You're thinking about other people and their championships as a reserve driver, so unfortunate. Good pace though, buddy, and I want to see you back next week if you can. Skaz says, I missed most of tacos. You haven't missed most of tacos, mate. You've got 25 minutes left. And you can watch it back. Of course you can. Press like, please do. Great driving by Ben as usual. Michael is untouchable. Yeah, he is. And the thing is, he's just, he's got a gift, hasn't he? He's got the gift, which is absolutely amazing. And what I like about Michael is his consistency, and he's very unflappable. Really, I mean, he'll be sat now on his stream, chatting away to everyone that's watching his stream, as he should do. Yeah, I'm talking away to you guys. There's 12 of you watching so far, which is fantastic, and everyone's liking, which is fantastic. My job is to talk to you guys. I'm not doing anything else apart from reading and trying to figure out what's going on in people's heads and on track. Michael's out there driving and he's chatting away, so he's got that gift. But it isn't just, as Kaga is getting pretty close to the back of Hutch, so we'll see how this battle develops between the 22 and the 88, 13th and 14th respectively, on the way up towards Goddard's, and then the start-finish straight. But he's exactly the same on PC. That's all, exactly the same on PC, and he's just cool, and he's rapid. What can he say? He's a gifted guy. You're all gifted though in Tier 1, but he's got a little bit more gifts than you at Christmas time. Mr. Packham's in. So Packham knows AMS. Yeah, there you go. See? Small world, guys. Very, very small world. Good evening, Stuart. I hope you are well. Anyone in particular you're supporting? Watch out, Hutch. Whoa, Hutch just slid out the way. There is no doubt there that Kagatako's had his eyes closed 100% as that move was developing. He was definitely like, no doubt about that. I want to see a face cam of that instant there. Dokuno's under a second behind Andy Cray now, so we've still got some interesting fights going on. There's only then a second further back to Kino. Marty's only a second further back in 8th as well. Jamie's got himself a drive through, so that's track limits. That's unfortunate. So Jamie's not having the race of his life this evening. Let's put it that way. Definitely not. Yeah, even yes, guys. Yes, mate. Definitely did. If anybody did it, they weren't paying attention to that one. So cool. Sean's managed to increase that gap back to Ollie. It's now 1.376 seconds. So he's doing a very good job of keeping him behind. Now I don't think Ollie's Beamer, I don't think he's particularly in love with this track in terms of what the Beamer's given him, because I mean what he did last week, every time I've seen Ollie race, to be fair, I've always rubbed my hands and always thought to myself, okay, so we now have an official challenger to Michael. I put Cool in that as well. He's ridiculously fast. And Milden, I mean, he's always banging on about him in my ears, you know, in the DMs, like, oh, you know, Sean, and he is. But then I think, Ben, you're too modest, mate, because you're there. You are definitely there. 5th place, Andy. Dokuno 6th. Where have we got a close one? Rob2K is in 10th place now, so he's back behind Goofy again. So these two were having a good old scrap earlier on, and they find themselves together again after all the pit stops have shaken out in their battle for a top 10 finish as they go through Goddard's again and cross the line on the Wheatcross Straight for the 26th time even. So those two are at it. Keen, look at that, Kino's brought that gap down as well. So we've got 2 Ferraris who are about to lock horns. It could be interesting. We know what the Ferrari's like. We know she's sketchy at the best of times. Dokuno has impressed me all season long. Kino's a fantastic driver. I know he puts in a lot of time and a lot of effort and does a lot of very good stuff for this community. And if any of you are watching that aren't normally watching and not part of FRL, I'll give this one a little plug right now. Have a look at the website, formularacinglleague.co.uk. Everything you want on there in terms of console, PC, the different types of leagues that we run, what nights we run, which is pretty much every night, special events, lap guides, setups, merch, Patreon, everything is on there. Yeah, and you know, all the admin guys that are on there, myself included, will always be happy to help with any questions. Doesn't matter how, well, there isn't a silly question, is there? That's the way I look at it. Rob2K, 2 tenths off the back of Goofy. See what I'm saying? I said this would happen earlier on. Kino's 3.5 tenths behind Dokuno. We've got 2 Ferraris fighting there. Rob2K and Goofy are only 2 tenths apart. Kagatako's and Hutch are only 2 and a bit tenths apart. So, wow, that looks like that move's been done though. And Michael races. Oh, hold on, Kaga, where are you going, pal? Kaga decides to take a little bit of a walk there. Was getting out of the way of Sean. He just wanted to make sure he was not getting involved in this fight, which, as you can see, is hotting up quite nicely. So Ollie in 3rd place, down towards the Fogarty S's. He's got that gap down to half a second, so he's starting to apply the pressure. I did say last week at Laguna, you know, in terms of how that Porsche handles, we know as the fuel burns down, she gets a little bit more tail happy. Yeah, we know she's very aero dependent, the weight transfer of that car, and it's always, I'm always very keen to see how drivers react with the Porsche as we get towards the end of the race. Now, someone of Sean's ability has proved on multiple times that's no big deal. He's a very skilled driver, but Ollie, obviously the more stable planted M4, you know, might be looking after his tyres a little bit better, might be able to push, you know, maybe see if he can push Sean into a mistake towards the end of this race. That's something we're definitely going to have to keep our eyes on as they go down towards Craner Curbs and then on towards the old hairpin again, down 2 gears, swing her in, carry the speed through, straight on the power, nice, hook it left, take that curb in towards Schwantz. We're going to drop it down 2 gears into McLean's in a minute. We're going to go bump, turn her in. Sean got a bit out of shape there. You saw that car was definitely unsettled. Michael's only 6.5 seconds up the road. I say 6.5 seconds. That's a ginormous gap, we know that, but it has been a bigger gap during this race. So we'll see if Sean and Ollie can work together to try and put some pressure on Michael. Milden's a good 22-23 seconds further down the road, so he's not going to be challenging unless something major happens there. And that's where we are at on lap 28 of this round 8, season 5. Fantastic racing as always. What's Ams saying? Best league out there, not that you're biased. No, of course not. Yes, Mr. Packham, you should join us. 100%. You really should. I don't think people, I mean, evidently you're an experienced racer, you're having a chat with Ams, so you've been around the block a little bit, and you know, you probably know some of these racers as well, and these guys, they're not racing this closely for this amount of time cleanly without being extremely skilled. And come on, Hutch. Yeah, Hutch is indicating that he's getting out of the way. I'll back out of there, Hutch. He does. So again, you probably find Sean probably lost a tiny little bit of time there, just making sure he's going to navigate round Hutch. And Hutch did the sportsmanlike thing as he should do. He indicated and kept out of this fight. As you can see, it's getting pretty close now. 7 seconds is the gap now up the road to Michael. So he looks like he's cleared that traffic and he's now stretching his legs yet again. Mighty Road Racing finds himself. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. We've got some serious internet problems going on here. And the server's crashed. The server has crashed. Now, is that just me or is that everybody else? Because I got good internet. And what has happened there? Right, we'll see if we can get back in. But it looks like we've just had... it's crashed. The whole server's crashed. So I think at the moment ACC is definitely having a few issues. Definitely having a few issues with server issues at the moment. So I'm just going to keep my eye on Discord. I'm going to pause that. So we're sort of 43, 44 minutes into that race. So they may, the powers that be may do a quick 15-minute sprint. But that is that's not good. I mean, I've been reading an awful lot about that recently in terms of sort of the DDoS attacks going on PC. But yeah, we don't normally see that, do we? So let's just see if you can even get back in. Well, I tell you what we'll do, ladies and gents. Here, so some people are in, some people aren't in. I mean, it's ridiculous. That is such a shame. Let's see what the powers that be say. And I have to say, everyone that's watching, this is the first time that this has ever happened to us. I've never ever had this happen ever, and I've been doing comms and racing within FRL for a long time, and that's never happened. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the powers that be make of this. So whilst we do that, we let everyone have a little chat about what they're doing. I think we should do something amazing. Yeah, and it looks like a lot of people have had I got disconnected and came back in. I think everybody did, really. There's no one going around on the track, is there? So this looks like the same thing. So whilst this is happening, right, what we're going to do... Oh, my controls are locked. What I was going to do is I was going to go out and do my best commentator's lap at Donington with the controller in a Porsche, which I don't drive. That's got to entertain somebody somewhere. But I will echo what Ams has just said there as well. Yes, Tacos is brilliant. Tacos is the best. I don't care if I'm biased. I watch it and I commentate on these guys every single week. Right, let's see what's going on with an admin. hold on a minute. So DDoS hit. Looks like the PC got hit by DDoS. So I've just popped a message in there just to see what they say. Right, let's go. Right, so we like our lap guides, and I know we get lots of people out there who always talk about, you know, do their lap guides really professionally. Well, I could do that as well with a controller. So how long is it going to take for me to spin is the question in my beautiful Porsche. Remember, look, I am on a controller in case you don't believe me. Right, anyway, down through Hollywood we go, and we're going to get ourselves, well, we shouldn't really be going full tilt on this lap because we've got very, very cold tyres, but we'll have a little go, shall we? Oh, perfect. I mean, well, pit lane's open. And this is it, ladies and gents. This is what it's come down to. You're having to watch Coops show everybody how to do a lap on the controller in a Porsche. I mean, Sean Cool at the moment will be watching this going, the kid's got talent. But yeah, there you go. So I'm going to just have a little look and see on the live chat and see what the admin guys are going to do. That's not. Oh, that's got to spin me out. No, that's all right. Trail with a joypad, yes, of course. There you go. What a fantastic lap that was. You're all very welcome. Right. This is where I need an earpiece, you know, from someone to let me know exactly what's going to be happening now, right? And PS4, so everybody, PC, PS4 and PS5 have all been hit. I don't know what they're going to do here. Well, people are still out there, they're still now putting some laps in, but I don't know why, really. I think considering the race was that far in, they'll either make a call and just end the race and just give people points based on the positions that they were in at the time, or they'll probably set a very quick sort of free practice and then do a short sprint race, and that's what I'll be doing. Right. Well, as you can imagine, the chat at the moment in Discord is entertaining. Everyone, Shaw's like, oh, I won't say the words he's used exactly because I'd probably get banned, but he was like, oh no, I was just catching Michael as well. Yes, of course you were, Shaw. Of course you were, mate. Yeah, there's not a lot of happy people out there. So I think what we have to do, ladies and gents, I think what we should do, I think the admin guys are just discussing now whether I think we set, well, that's what I think, Ams, that's what I think they should do, but there's different bits of chat going on out there at the moment within the admin Discord room, and it may be a case of positions will just be given as they were, which again it's not ideal. There were a couple of battles certainly developing there that I think could have been quite interesting. Although, look, I mean, Goofy's just got, like, Goofy's winning. Come on, Goofy. Goofy's beating Michael. I mean, he's not, but he is. Look. Go, Goofy, go. He's having a great time. Look at him. He's leading. and Rob2K's got from 17th up to 3rd. I told you it would, didn't I? That was me putting the controller down because I don't think this one's going to go anywhere now, if I'm honest with you. No one's decided 100%, so yeah. Right, well, I think that's it. I do think that's it. What I'm going to do, guys, because there's 8 of you watching right now, which is fantastic. If you haven't pressed like, please do press like. It means a hell of a lot to me. If you're just joining us, then there's been, well, all of our servers in the last sort of few minutes. This is not the order of the race. All of the servers, it would appear, got attacked. So PS4, PS5 and PC all racing tonight. They all got, everybody got disconnected, which was a real shame, because we had some very interesting battles developing there. But at the end of the day, it's just racing. You know, the most important thing from tonight is Ams watching us with his little baby, FRL later. Here you go. That's the most important thing about tonight. And obviously Goofy's going to tell everyone that he's beating Michael Races when he's not. I mean, he's not really. And that's all I think I'm going to say at the moment, because I could be sat here for hours. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the. I think that's the sensible decision. I think they're going to go with keeping everyone's position as it was before the disconnect. Doc Uno's like, no way, man, I'm already having my post-race snack. Nice, right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been very weird, very weird. Michael Races, congratulations, he won that race, even though we're still, let's get in my car, shall we? There we go. So Michael won that race, Sean was second, Ollie was third. That's got to be the key one. That battle could have developed. Milden was in 4th place. I think it was 20 odd seconds further down the road. Hold on. Jamie's doing donuts. I mean, obviously you should never do donuts in a pit lane. But I mean, if it's good for the goose and all that, might as well join him. So this is some beautiful donutry here from myself and GT Jamie. Is he going to want to have a race down the pit lane? Let's not Days of Thunder-esque there, I would say. Why not? Right, I am going to cut this feed in a minute because I'm probably just going to get involved in doing this kind of stuff. No, Jamie, I mean, if you're not going to... Anyway. Right, ladies and gents, this is all getting a bit silly. So, obviously, we will post up. I think we'll post up exactly what's going to happen in terms of the results. That will come up shortly. But I think the general consensus, let me just check one last time. Yeah, Shez Monkey's having a beverage, don't blame you. And everyone else is still going for it. In what way they think. Keep current positions, crazies, yeah. Okay, and who's that now? Michael's doing donuts, is he? Everyone, oh God, alright guys, I mean, I'm here. My controls are locked. Right, so Michael's put it in the pits as well. They were beautiful donuts, Michael. Some of the best donuts I've ever seen. So, well done you skilled individual. Apart from hitting the garage. I'm going to call it quits, guys. So, that was round 8. Well, that was 3/4 of round 8 until we got attacked. And all of our servers across PS4, PS5 and PC were all brought down in one foul swoop. Congratulations to the podium. next week will be interesting. I think we've got a night race next week at Imola, I believe. I'll double check that, but I think that is correct. That will be fantastic. So join me on Tuesday for that one. I will be back on Friday for the GT3 Pure Sim Gear GT3 Fridays on the PC. So don't miss that one. It's always a fabulous stream on PC as well. If you haven't liked, please do. It means a lot to me. And obviously, if you like my new decor, let me know, because it took me hours doing that. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'll have to say, comms by Coops out.